On a clear autumn day, one aircraft did something no passenger jet has done since. It climbed higher, it flew faster, and it did so knowing it would never return to the sky again. This wasn't a test flight. It wasn't an emergency. It was the final journey of the Concorde. And when it landed, an era ended forever. Once again, welcome to my YouTube channel, Hidden Truth-Diaries. If you enjoy documentaries on vintage airplanes, classic aviation engineering marvels, vanished planes, and relics that challenge science, then hit the subscribe button as we dive deeper on the Concorde. This flight wasn't about speed records or luxury. It was symbolic. Crowds gathered near runways and museums. Cameras followed every second. Pilots flew with precision and restraint. No afterburners. No sonic booms. Just a quiet farewell from the fastest passenger aircraft ever built. The Concorde, the iconic Anglo-French supersonic passenger jet capable of crossing the Atlantic in under 3 hours, made its final commercial passenger flight on October 24, 2003. On that day, British Airways operated the last revenue service from New York City's John F. Kennedy International Airport to London's Heathrow Airport, carrying some popular celebrities among its 100 passengers. This marked the end of 27 years of commercial operations, which began in 1976, following a decline in demand after the 2000 Air France Flight 4590 crash and the post-9/11 downturn in air travel. For nearly 3 decades, Concorde defied convention. It crossed oceans in hours, outran time zones, and proved speed could be civilized. But by its final flight, the world around it had changed. Aviation was no longer about what was possible, but what was acceptable. Behind the spectacle was reality. The fleet was aging. Maintenance was intense. Every flight demanded perfection. And after tragedy struck earlier in its life, tolerance for risk vanished. The final flight wasn't forced by a single failure. It was the result of many pressures converging at once. So why did no aircraft replace it? Because Concorde required trade-offs the modern world rejected. Noise, fuel consumption, complexity, and risk. Airlines chose reliability over speed. Passengers chose affordability over time. And supersonic travel quietly slipped out of reach. Although today, companies like Boom Supersonic, with its Overture jet, and NASA, with its X-59 QueSST low-boom demonstrator, are trying to solve the problems that grounded Concorde. Quieter sonic thumps to enable overland supersonic flight. Sustainable aviation fuel, SAF, compatibility to address emissions. Improved efficiency with advanced composites and aerodynamics. But the challenges remain immense: certification, infrastructure, fuel economics, and market size. The era of routine supersonic travel may return in the 2030s, but it will look very different from Concorde's state-sponsored, fuel-indifferent luxury. When Concorde touched down for the last time, nothing replaced it. No announcement of a successor. No blueprint for the future. Only museums, runways, and silence. For the first time in modern history, humanity chose to slow down. Join us now at www.youtube.com/@hiddentruth-diaries. Hit the subscribe button, like, share, and drop a comment. The absolute final flight of any Concorde occurred on November 26, 2003, when the aircraft GBOAF Alpha Foxtrot, the last one ever built, flew from Heathrow to Bristol Filton Airport in England, where it was retired and preserved. This non-commercial ferry flight symbolized the complete end of the Concorde era, with the plane now on display at Aerospace Bristol. Despite its retirement, the Concorde remains a symbol of aviation innovation, having generated significant profits for British Airways over its lifetime. The final flight of the last Concorde wasn't just the end of an aircraft. It was the end of an idea, that speed was worth the cost. But the question still lingers. Was Concorde truly ahead of its time? Or did we abandon a future we no longer had the courage to pursue? Because the last Concorde didn't fail. It simply flew into a world that chose something else.